Um, a little bit. They remind you of Colorado State that year. You know, they're very similar. You know, Coach Tedford did an unbelievable job last year of turning it around. They're going to pound the ball at you, and then they're going to try to get big plays. You know, and they got good receivers, especially number 3. He really can go make things happen. They got a good quarterback, and then they just pound you and pound you and pound you, and then get big plays on you. So that's definitely something you concern yourself with. Defensively, they're a good football team. They got 3 really good linebackers that run around sideline to sideline, make plays all over the place. They lost a couple of good defensive linemen, but you know, I'm sure they replaced him with good players. But those 3 linebackers are really good football players.
They're kind of a multiple shifting deep.
Yeah, they are. Yep, they're 3 down. You know, jump into the Buddy Ryan 46 defense, diamond defense. Pressure you a lot from different places. Play man, play zone. So definitely put a lot on the offensive line and quarterback, just as far as communication and understanding what they're doing.
Does that affect how you play the quarterbacks?
It could. It could by how well they're seeing it and understanding it and getting the right protections. But, you know, going into this game, I'm going to play them both quite a bit. And the only way that would totally affect is if they were unable to protect themselves.
Would you say they're linebackers and maybe their toughest suit to combat?
For sure, yeah. Those 3 linebackers, you know, big number 9 in the middle. He's a real physical force, goes sideline to sideline, and then you got 34 and 7 outside. And 34 runs around. He kind of reminds you a little bit of Caden. He runs around, makes plays all over the field. And then 7's a really good football. All 3 of them are really good football players.
You thinking of maybe taking that Spurrier approach with the quarterbacks that you talked about?
Could at times. Yeah, there could be times within a drive that they run the play in. Yeah, for sure. You know, that's just a thing where there's definite plays in the game plan where I'm going to use one or the other for that play. And so within a series, even if it's one of the guys in the series, if it comes to a play where I'm going to call that the other guy's gotten the majority of the reps on that play, then they'll run that play.
Just some of the steps you've seen over the last 5 or so days, maybe leading up to the game.
I think we've continued to get better. I've really been happy with the way our team's worked. I think they've had great intensity. Again, through this whole time, I think there was only one day that I was upset with them intensity-wise and effort-wise. Other than that, I think we've went out there and really made big strides. And, you know, we're going to have some young guys that haven't played in a college football game yet. So they've practiced really hard and done a good job. It's still the only way you can really get out there and do it is to play in the game. So I talked to him on Sunday. I think one of the real important things is we grow and get better as the game goes on. You know, we got to go out there and really play it one play at a time and play as hard as you can and understand what your assignment is, where your eyes need to be, what's your first step, and then move on and play the next play and play it as hard as you can and let's get better. As the game goes on, let's get better as a team. And I think that'll help us in that game. Helps you in any game because it's really the process of how you win, but also help us throughout the whole season to improve and get better for the year.
From what you've seen of them, what do you do that works against them?
Well, I don't want to tell them that right now on camera. I think I'll keep that to ourselves. Hopefully there's some things. I like our plan. You know, I said it to our staff the other day. I like our plan, but you know, it's kind of like when I was a father going to all the soccer games. You know, they love to say, "Good idea, good idea, good idea." We don't hear that in football. You know, it either works or you got to have good execution. You don't ever have them say, "Good idea, that was a great idea," if it doesn't look good. So I think we got some good ideas, but we got to have some good execution. So we got to go out there and make sure we get that done.
Maybe last year, this kind of looks like a game that maybe you guys might have some pressure on you going in there, considering Fresno State hadn't won a game in a really long time. But after last year and their season and how well they played, does this feel like a situation where there's kind of no pressure on your team? It's kind of no lose sort of situation?
I think they should go out there and play with a clear mind and play as hard as they can. But I think anyone that's a competitor and really does everything in their life to try to be the best they can be, there's always pressure. You always want to put pressure on yourself to go out and play the best you can be. But kind of what you're saying, I think we should play loose and go for it and do everything we can to go try to steal a win. You know, there's no doubt everyone in the world thinks they're going to beat us, and they probably should. But that's why you play the game. That doesn't always happen. So we're going to go out there, and again, I think we have a really good plan. We're going to go out there and do everything we can to execute it and go for it. So I guess in a long roundabout way, I agree with what you said. Yes.
Seems like the kind of the desired matchup to see where you are, though.
Yeah, it always is. I think every time you step on that field, you find out where you are as a unit, offensively and defensively, and special teams. Where you are as individuals, you know, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see some of our young guys that haven't necessarily played in a college football game yet to go out there and see how they do, you know, and see how they improve throughout the game. And again, I think that's something that's real important for us, is that we play better each series. Each series we go out there and play better, and that's as an individual doing your job, and then as a group, and then as a whole team, that we just really improve each game. And then, but definitely you'll see where guys are, where they stack up, and a very good football team to find out where they do stack up.
Is weather liable to be a factor? Is anyone talking about smoke or heat or anything else?
I'm sure it'll be real hot. You know, it usually is there. Outside of that, I'm not sure. I mean, we've talked about it. We started on Sunday telling them everybody better hydrate a ton every single day. I told them I don't want to see them laying on the ground getting cramps. If that's the case, then we better start running a lot more. But we should be in shape, I hope, because I think we practice very hard. But they need to hydrate all week, and that's one of the most important things.
With those young guys, especially at receiver, how many do you see? I know there's like kind of 8-guy rotation sort of.
Yeah.
Do you think many of them will get time?
Yeah, you know, there'll be more that, you know, for sure, you know, Cottrell and Jeff Cotton's a junior college friend, but Cottrell, Jeff Cotton, DJ Lee, they haven't really played in a game for us yet. They're going to play a lot. They're going to play a bunch of football for us, and so that'll be really good for them. You know, Logan up front will be a true freshman, you know, starting in the O-line at Fresno, so that was a heck of a deal for him, and go get at it, and good chance Matt, the same thing. So it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting to get out there and see what we can do. We're a little younger on offense than we are defensively. We got a lot more, you know, experience defensively, but I think we got some good young football players on offense, so it'll be exciting to go watch them play.
Can you take those linebackers off the field by loading up with receivers?
No, they're going to leave them out there. They're too good of players. Yeah, they don't come off the field. Heck, there's sometimes they even line up 7 at safety. So they're no, you can't. Personnel-wise, you can't get them off the field. I wish you could. I would get in that personnel group because they're good players, but they stay on the field the whole time.
Over the past couple of years, have there been any developments or changes in your week-to-week coaching style, I guess, and the game weeks?
I think the more you do it, you always learn little things that can make you better. I think that's what, you know, life's all about. We all can learn something each week and each year and each day. But our overall, how we go about it, how we game plan, and how we practice is kind of based on how I was raised in the coaching profession. But there's definitely things that you learn as you go on it that make you better. You know, definitely different ways how you make sure trying to get them fresh, trying to make sure how you coach different people. So I don't know if I answered that question at all, but
Do you have like a certain regimen in place for
yes.
day-to-day?
Yes, we have a certain practice, how we do it Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, how we game plan, how we put stuff in, and that's stayed pretty much the similar.
What are the defensive challenges going to be?
Stopping the run, first of all. You got to stop the run, and then not giving up big plays. You know, that sounds like two pretty simple things, but it's two pretty hard. You know, and then number 3. You know, he's a really good player, so we got to try to limit his catches and his touches, and if he does get them, not give up big plays, and we got to stop the run. I think a real important thing, both sides of the ball, is winning on first down. You know, we can't let them win on first down every time offensively, or that'll really put us behind the 8 ball. And offensively, we got to stay in front of the sticks and do a good job on first down. So, you know, when you kind of have your keys to victory each week we talk about on Sunday nights, winning on first down is a big one, both sides of the ball.
If you kind of tab Tedford with some coaching style, something you've seen from film.
He does a great job. He's kind of a guy I've followed, from afar, my whole coaching profession, all the way back when he was a coordinator at Oregon, the great job he did at Cal. I really like what he does because he's still kind of what I believe in and what I was raised. He's not just the bubble screen college offense. He lines up and runs the ball, does a good job of it. And then he'll spread you out. He carries a lot of plays, makes you defend a lot of different personnel groups and formations, and he's just a really good coach. And he's somebody that we have studied, me and the coaches I've worked with for years. We've studied what he's done offensively for a long time.
You mentioned that both quarterbacks, you're planning on playing both of them.
Yes.
What advantages and disadvantages do you think each of them have against this Fresno State team?
I don't want to tell you that. I don't think that's really a good thing to have them when they pull this up. Like, we all watch each other's, interviews, so I'm not really going to tell you what their advantages and disadvantages are, because that would be kind of just, I might as well call up Tedford and tell him. So I think I'll keep those ones to myself.
What did you see most out of Matt and Logan that kind of gave them that nod?
Man, they're just they're really good football players. They got great feet. They're 300-pound kids, so it's not like they're a freshman that's a little young guy that's going to get knocked around. So they're big enough and physical enough to play young. They're smart enough to play young. They're both really smart. They understand football. They can move around. There was one day I was actually in here with the wideouts and quarterbacks, and I pointed out a play where Logan had a great play. And I said, anyone in this room tell me why Logan's such a good football player? And it was good to hear some of the different things they all said, because they said pad level. They said good technique. They said all the things that we talk about all the time. And I said, you know what? Those are all great points, but the biggest reason he's good because he likes football. He shows up every day with a smile on his face. He loves to go out to practice. He loves to practice. He loves to play football. And when you can have that, you give yourself a chance to be great, because he's the happiest guy there is every day out there at practice, just because he likes football. And when you can get those guys that are really good players that like to practice and like football, then they have a chance to be great.
How similar is their defense to your defense?
There's some similarities, definitely. They definitely. So that makes it a little better. If we were just like a 4-down front and that's all we saw all spring and fall camp, we would have had to just work them for like 3 weeks. But because our defense is multiple also and plays both 3 and 4 down and moves around and does different things, hopefully that'll help us. But because there is definitely some similarities.
I know there's some California connections, obviously. I know Trey Walker's from, he went to high school in Fresno.
Right.
Any other connections with coaches?
Well, Isaiah grew up there. Isaiah grew up in Fresno at first and then moved to Sacramento. His brother was, so he'll have a lot of, there's a lot of kids. We got a lot of kids on our team from California, but so there'll be a good group of parents there rooting for the Vandals. So that'll be a nice thing, and probably some old alumni that live in the area rooting for the Vandals also. So it'll be fun. It's a nice atmosphere to play. Their fans are really good for the home team, and they get after you. So it'll be a fun game to go play.
Can I just ask generally what each quarterback brings to this offense?
Yeah, that generally I think they both do a lot of good things. I just don't really want to get into that a bunch, because I did it one day and then I watched it and I was like, what am I doing? Telling people what they do well and don't do well. So they've both really improved this fall camp. I think they both improved overall their knowledge of football. And they've done a good job of moving the team. So that's a good general answer.
What do you want to hear your experienced guys tell the young guys this week and before you head down there?
Just about how to prepare, how to put in the preparation. We always talk about, confidence is built by your preparation. And the more preparation you put in, then the more confident you're going to be. And then once you're confident, then you can just go out there and concentrate on what your job is, which gives you composure to play well. So I think it all comes down to our preparation. and really being prepared and doing everything you can, and then stepping on the field and expecting to win. You have to step on the field and expect to win. If you don't expect to win, you have no chance. You can't step out there and hope. We got to go out there and do everything we can in preparation, and so we're confident both in what we're doing and understanding what they're doing. I think that's definitely a big thing this week because they are so multiple, both defensively and offensively. So we've worked them in spring. We've worked them quite a bit in fall camp, so hopefully that gives us a chance to go out there and play with confidence and play with a clear mind because we do know what they're doing and what we're doing.
That Fresno QB, I know he's got a lot of accolades surrounding him. What have you kind of seen out of him?
He does a good job. I think he improved as the whole year went on. I think he has big play ability, which really helps him. He can extend plays, which helps. Anytime you got to go against a guy that can extend plays, that's how they get big plays. And then it just looked like as the season went on last year, he really started understanding their package. And that's when you go against guys that do that, then that's usually those are the guys that are tough to stop because he looks like he's doing what he's coached to do. And those are usually the guys that have success.
Since neither of you has seen tape of each other yet, and it's the first game, are there going to be all kinds of gadget plays in those first series?
There could be. I'm not sure. But, we both watched, I'm sure we've probably watched more tape of them than they have of us. It's the first game of the year. You never know. And they have a new defensive coordinator, so everything you hear, they're running the same package. But how will he call it with the same personality? That's the other thing that, you can get a feel for how a guy calls the plays and what his tendency is, after a turnover, what his tendency is after they give up a decent play. Is he going to blitz you? Is he going to come after you? What his tendencies are by down and distance. We have that all down on the other guy, but he's up in the CFL right now, so I don't know if that does us a whole lot of good. But we know the package, but how the new guy's going to call the game, really got to get a feel for it as the game goes on.